So my name is Mohit Bijoria. My registration number is URK24CS1080. Data structures and algorithms 23CS2012. So I'm going to demonstrate experiment number 3, which is array implementation of linear queue. So a linear queue is a linear data structure that follows the FIFO principle, which is first in first out, which means the element inserted first is the one removed first. So in a queue, insertion of an element takes place at the rear end while the deletion happens from the front end. So the operations performed on a queue are enqueue to insert an element, dequeue to remove an element, and the last function is to show the current elements. So initially, both front and rear are set to be -1 to indicate that the queue is empty. Now in the code, the enqueue function is responsible for inserting an element at the rear of the queue after checking whether the queue is full by using the isFull function, which prevents overflow. And then the dequeue function removes an element from the front of the queue after checking if it is empty using the isEmpty function. Uh, and isEmpty function prevents underflow. And at last the function which prints all elements between the front and the rear positions, showing the current content of the queue. So now the output shows the working of the queue for different operations. Initially the queue is empty with both front and rear set to -1. After performing several enqueue operations, new elements are added to the rear and the updated queue contents are shown. And then dequeue operations are performed. Elements are removed from the front, showing how the queue follows FIFO principle, and then the output also verifies that the program currently handles overflow when the queue is full and underflow when it is empty, confirming the successful implementation of all queue operations. So now I'll run the code and show you the output. Now I'll give the size of queue as 4. So initially, as you can see, queue is content of queue is null, so it is showing queue underflow, and then I'll enter values for queue. So now I have enqueued 4 values, that is 2, 4, 6, 8, and then after some dequeue operations, it shows queue overflow, and at last it shows the current contents of the queue.